philsgang.com. Free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grande.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com.
You nuts. 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership.
There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grande, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
You look at the Chinese banks, I still believe they are the most safe banks in the world.
China is currently experiencing a banking system collapse, and that investors should pay close attention to trillions of dollars in real estate losses.
It's unbelievable. The Chinese banks are in deep, deep trouble. Our banks are in deep, deep trouble. And the market starts going up today like crazy because Powell gets on the air and starts saying, okay, we think we're peaking now. We think that's going to be it. And then 2 minutes later, he says, but wait a minute. I still want to reserve the right to raise rates higher. This is a day, and I told my members, because we're in all these stocks. And remember, we got in these stocks in October when nobody else was getting into them. We got our tech stocks. We got our bank stocks. I said, this is a day you have to take profits. Doesn't mean you get out. Okay? You have, like, for example, KRE is one of our stocks. And we got in KRE, I don't know where it was. I think we got it around November 21, around $44. So today the stock almost went up, 5%? I mean, it's crazy. So you don't jump in at the top. And here's where people get killed. They're going to buy stocks today. They're not in the stock, and they're going to buy them right at the top. And then when the market drops, they're going to go, oh, what'd I do? Every time I get in, the market goes down because you're not getting in at the proper time. So if we bought, when we bought this stock, I have to check the price, but let's just use $44. I'm pretty sure that's what we paid. Okay, we paid $44 on November 21st, $44.50 on November 1st. So now it's 51. So today it shot up 5%. So what do? If you're already in the stock, you take profits. So we have a 14% gain. So take profits. Don't go and just keep adding. That's how people get hurt. I want to talk today too about the market that people are going to get slaughtered. I mean, it's just unbelievable what's going on. Remember, I told you. Remember, I said that we were going to have this one big rally, or one rally. I didn't say big. I just said we're going to have a rally in October. I said we're going to have a rally before the crash. So let's make sure we buy tech stocks and we buy our banking stocks. They're going to buy those two stocks right there, those two groups, and now they're soaring. But this is what happens before crashes. But people don't want to hear about a crash. They think I'm nuts when I say that. You got to understand, November and December, every year, November and December are good months. They're great months because you're going into the year end. And CEOs are positioning themselves to get big bonuses. So there's a lot of games going on, okay? A lot of game playing going on. So it's always a good month. I always tell my guy, right before the holidays, start buying the spiders. I got them in the spiders again this year. So start buying the spiders. Because the market always goes up into Christmas. You start Thanksgiving, goes all the way up to Christmas, right to New Year's. You may get a couple pullbacks, but they just generally keeps going up. And just buy the spiders every year. At that time of the year, you always make money. But here's what's going on and why you got to be very, very careful. Because, as I said, these were the two best months. But let's put this in perspective, what's going on here. Especially, let's put in perspective for the tourist investor who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. And it's all emotion for them. They're just jumping in anywhere to get in. Just jumping in. And now what they're doing is they're taking parking space in their heads. The fake business news networks on TV, they're all talking to the tourist investor. This is it. This is it. No more rate cuts. Everything's fine. We're in a Goldilocks economy again. We're in a Goldilocks soft landing. Goldilocks soft landing. We're in a Goldilocks soft landing. That the battle with inflation, we won. We won the battle, man. We were like General Pat. We won the battle. Everything's just terrific. Are you kidding me? If that were true, if things were so terrific, then why is it the household wealth just collapsed 151 trillion in the third quarter? Then why is it the 401k suffered 1.7 trillion in losses? If things were so good, you think that would have happened? I don't think so. What are you, nuts? That's not going to happen if things are good. If things are good, then how come home ownership so screwed up? Think about it. Before the Fed started to raise all these rates, right, here in Sarasota, you could go buy a $400,000 home, and you could have a budget of around $2,000 for a payment, buy a $400,000 home, and you're okay. Now, with what they've done, people, it was so stupid what they did. Bring these interest rates down to 2.8%, 3%. They're killing the housing market. Because if you're going to buy a house today and you got a $2,000 budget, you can't go buy a $400,000 house. You got to buy a $295,000 house. So think how screwed up this is. I mean, Powell, they did a terrible thing. Terrible thing. That's why we're going to have the biggest crash you've ever seen. And nobody wants to believe it. They destroyed the housing market. Who's going to sell their homes locked in at 2%, 3%? Nobody. Nobody. And someone knows that you bought that house and you're locked in with a low rate, 2.5%, and you got a house at $400,000, and it went from, let's say, 200 to 400, whatever, and you got a $2,000 payment, and you put your house up for sale. They're not going to pay you $400,000. They're going to give you an offer $295. It works the opposite way. And then we got these banks that are in deep trouble. They're being propped up every day from collapsing. As I told you before, 14% in 2008, 2009. The mortgages, there were just 14% of mortgages, the mortgage portfolios, 14% of the bank mortgage portfolios were in trouble. We have 100% now. The banks have also, what they've done, they've tightened lending. They're not lending. Does that sound like a very, very good market? Sound like a healthy economy? No. All you're seeing here is the last hurrah. We saw this with the dot-com. We saw this with the housing. But people don't learn. They think it's different this time. What are you nuts? The first thing you should be doing right now is learning how to sell short. It's the best thing you could do. Learn how to sell short. Never mind this, I'm going to go in and I'm going to allocate my portfolio 60-40. Those days are gone. So the home market is so screwed up, it's unbelievable. So they're telling us we're in a Goldilocks landing. Really? Then if we're in a Goldilocks landing, we would not be having wage shrinkage. Wages have shrunk from the day Obama got to office to today. Biden got into office in 2020 today. A shrinkage of 15 to 25%. So we're in a real good economy? People are going to get killed.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. The holiday season is a wonderful time to be with family and friends, and a good time to learn how to improve your investing strategies in the new year. Phil Grande and philsgang.com can help. Join Phil's Gang and enjoy coffee talk, as Phil goes over the markets every morning before they open. Engage in live trading classes. With the Working Investor Program, you'll have access to the tools to control your financial future. Success in the new year is just a click away. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grande.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth. You get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
Phil's Gang wishes you and your family happiness, joy, and financial security, working together to make 2024 another successful year at philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, Powell, he's not a very bright guy. He's messed up. And as a matter of fact, all these guys that run the Fed never makes right decisions. I mean, the mess that the housing business is in right now is unbelievable. This should have never happened. I mean, anything you do in business, you got to look out. You got to look forward. What's going to happen? If I do this now, what's going to happen out there? A year, 2 years? These guys don't look forward at all. They get their orders from the White House. Do this, do that. They're the lapdogs for the White House. This is a very serious situation with housing. That's why the market's going to crash, too. The pressure on this housing market is unbelievable. The only way you can correct this housing market now is to have a crash. Oh, and they'll crash it, believe me. Do you realize what this is doing to the industry? That people aren't selling their homes? Because they're sitting here with 2%, 3% rates, and they're locked in. They're not going. And the banks, they're losing money in every one of these loans. They got to create a crash, no question about it. But I want to put this in perspective today. What's going on? As I said, during the break, we're just looking at some of the stocks we bought back in October here. Some of our bank stocks were up 12%, 14%, 30%, 12%. Builders were up 12%, XHB. But now's the time that you got to start taking some profits. Don't get out, but just take some profits. But they calling this a Goldilocks soft landing, and it's not. Because Main Street would be, remember, think about it, Americans wouldn't be spending 75% of their paycheck on necessities if we were in a Goldilocks soft landing, would they? If we were in a Goldilocks soft landing, do you think there would be a shrinkage of liquidity? Remember, there's total 16 trillion in liquidity, and a historic 2.4 trillion just got wiped out. 15% of all the liquidity, I'm talking about all the money that's in the banks, your checking accounts and all that, 2.4 trillion got wiped out. Boom. Never seen that. Never. And if we're in a Goldilocks economy, then why aren't wages keeping up with inflation? For 24 of the past 32 months, wages have been declining. There's no good news anywhere. I told you we were going to have this rally, so take advantage of it. But for people who didn't get in this rally when it started and you're trying to jump in now, you're going to get killed. You better learn how to short. Then it doesn't matter. Because remember, one thing about the market, it's the greatest place to make money because all you have to do is follow the footprint of the money. If you think you're going to make money by listening to fundamentals and listening to these jokers, these jibber jabbers on these financial shows, you're never going to make any money. You're going to lose, lose, lose. The only way you're going to make money is you follow the financial footprint, because we don't care about fundamentals. We don't care about what the company's doing. We don't care what the company does. We don't even have to know. As long as the stock's trading 500,000 shares a day, I'll buy it. As long as the setup comes to me. And think about this. We have a situation where we have debt and deficits. We're spending more money than we're taking in. So what does that do? That causes huge inflation. And when you have debt and deficits and you cause huge inflation, we reduce business investment. That's the killer right there. When you reduce business investment, we're not going out buying new machinery, new equipment. We're not producing, we're not creating good jobs. We're so screwed, bring us into a crash. It's unbelievable. Not only do we have a crisis, the debt and deficit crisis that nobody wants to talk about, we have a crisis, the worst breath crisis ever, the worst banking crisis ever, the worst inverted yield curve crisis ever, the worst bank tightening of credit crises ever, and the money supply, we're so screwed with the money supply, we aren't growing. We can't absorb that money. We got all this money that's sloshing around, and we can't absorb it. So what does that mean? That means prices go up, wages come down. People keep asking, well, inflation's coming down. How come prices are going up? Well, that's why. You can have inflation coming down, but at the same time, prices going up. Look at your gasoline and so forth. There's no good news here anywhere. So where did all this start? Who are the genius behind all this? Well, first it started with Obama. First it started with Baby Bush, when he screwed everything up in his housing, when he started all this housing nonsense. Anybody could buy a house. Remember, he went to Atlanta, he went downtown and stood there and said, everybody's going to buy a house. You don't have to worry. You don't have to even worry about affording it. We're going to give you a mortgage if you can't afford it. That's when it started. So Obama goes in, he gets elected, and he knows he's got a mess on his hands. So the first thing he thinks of, what do we do? What's the prescription? And he knew the prescription was to get jobs. You got to create jobs. And he saw that from Ronald Reagan after he took over from Carter. So he was going to emulate him. But then he said, I can't do that. I can't do that. I should be creating jobs, but I can't do that. Because my base, my progressive base, which now everybody calls socialist Democrats, they don't like that. See, they think you grow an economy through social programs, not through taking money, loan it to a company goes out, buys machinery, equipment, and then actually produces something. They don't think that way. They think, I'm just going to borrow money. I'm going to spend. I don't need to produce anything. I'm going to just keep spending. And as long as I'm spending, and I'm spending on social programs, that's our return. And we're going to have a strong economy. As long as we take care of the people, the homeless in San Francisco, the homeless in New York, people coming over the border, that's how we grow the economy. And that's what Obama did. He knew it was wrong to do.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show, one guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. As the new year approaches, make a resolution to challenge yourself to become the best investor you can be. Phil Grande can take your trading to a whole new level. Innovative stock market investing tools and the experience of over 50 years combined to give you the edge in controlling your financial future. As a Phil's Gang member, you're taught the essential strategies of investing using stock charts, training videos, and seminars. It's information Wall Street doesn't want you to know. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Become an expert investor. Here's Phil Grande of Phil's Gang Radio Show.
If you want financial freedom, then don't let Wall Street hold you back. Discover what they are hiding and how to thrive, even in a stock market crash. Unlock these secrets with a 10-day free trial to our Working Investor Program. Real strategies, no fluff. Take action right now. Come on, become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Just visit www.philsgang.com.
To be a successful investor, you need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grande and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the working investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor Program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grande and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. From everyone at Phil's Gang, we wish you happiness and joy this holiday season. Join us at philsgang.com for a prosperous 2024. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, Christmas is near. Don't forget our gift shop. We got some neat ideas. So we even, some of our, you can even purchase a couple of our workshops that we did, our seminars. webinars. Our webinars, those are neat, okay? And I'm sure if you want to give a gift to someone who's a trader, he certainly would like that. There's all kinds of neat ideas, all right? So don't forget, just go check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com, go to the gift shop, and there's a lot of neat ideas there, okay? All right. I want to play some cuts here because this is so ridiculous. And again, I'm begging you. I have been right all along, right? I said the short-term market in July of 2023, I said it was going to go down, and it did. I told you in October 2023, let's buy the banks, let's buy the techs, they're going to rally, and they did. Then I told you they're going to rotate, and because the hedge funds who stayed on the sidelines, they missed the whole move in tech stocks and the bank stocks, and they got all this money put to work. I said they're going to put it into consumer stocks, and like Coca-Cola and Nike, and we got into those. And that happened. We got in, and every time we did that, we were always before everybody else. And so I'm telling you, right now, as we're heading out towards the end of the year here, you got to be very, very careful. If you're trying to get in the market today, that's okay. If you know what you're doing, it's okay. But boy, you got to keep putting your stops in. And you get, any day you get like a day like today, like 5%, make sure you take some profits. You don't have to get out, but just every time you get 5% or more, make sure you sell into it. Because this market's going to collapse. There's no question about it, okay? I know you think I'm nuts. It's not going to. I know you believe Wall Street, not me. I get that, okay? But I am telling you, it's going to collapse. And you can just smell it. You can see it. I've been doing this for 52 years. I've seen this. And so many times, and everybody thinks, well, it's different this time. All right, listen to this. Listen again. Let me go finish up. I don't think I played these here, did I? Wait. All right.
Wages have been moving, real wages. That's good for American workers, but that's because you see productivity very strong over the course of the last year.
Productivity? We don't have productivity. She's lying, for God's sakes. If you go and take a look at productivity, and you go look, let's say, since 2005, okay, the annual rate was about 1.3%. If you look at, let's see, if you go from, let's go from 2010 to today, it's 0.8. 0.8 from 2010. The last time it was 2.1 was from 1947 to 2018. I mean, we don't have productivity. And this is what I was saying. The biggest problem you had when Obama took over, if all he had to do is say, look, we're not going to go ahead and do all these social programs. What we're going to do is produce. We got to produce because baby Bush screwed things up so bad. The only way we can turn this economy around, let's go in and let's pump money into small startup businesses to create a lot of jobs so we can produce, be productive, create jobs. Instead, he couldn't do it because he was afraid he wouldn't get reelected. He was afraid of his base, because the base doesn't want that. Remember what the socialist base wants. They want all this money. You go keep printing money, because first of all, they believe you can print all the money you want, have all the debt you want, it's not going to affect the economy. Can you imagine that? That's how they believe. And then they're going to keep on taking all that money and put it through different social programs. And they figure, when you ask them, well, what's the return on the social program? Like Obamacare. Obamacare was a disaster. It didn't turn out anything like he said it was going to. Going to cut premiums half. That never happened. I can go down to a list of it. My point is that if he only had done the right thing, it was for America instead of for his base, then Biden comes in. What's he do? He comes in and he floods the economy with money. 2 years in a row. And the economy dropped from 6.5% to 3%. Now we can't absorb the money. So what does that do? You got all this money slushing around. So now what happens? Wages go down, inflation goes up. It's just brutal. But they were, as I told you before, they intended on moving the stock market from October to January. Go right through that Christmas rally. Then you're going to see what happens. You watch the first two quarters going into 2024. You watch what happens. Listen to this.
Not necessarily a good thing to see a slight pickup of inflation, but we did see that in the month-over-month numbers.
Look, I think the trend on inflation is very reassuring. It's exactly what we would wish to see. Inflation has come down by nearly 2/3.
Oh my God. Inflation hasn't come down. They keep masking it. Inflation hasn't come down. And rates aren't going to come down. Because again, there is no way that they're going to start cutting rates when you got interest rates, when you got 10-year yields at 4%. If they drop it to 3.5%, if they drop it to 2%, they're not going to cut. And forget this 2%, the target of 2%. That's a phony target. As I told you, how that happened, a New Zealand business reporter, they asked him one day, what do you think in New Zealand, how fast are we growing or whatever? He says 2%. And then Greenspan picks up the 2%. He says, I'm going to use that, because then what I can do, if I use that 2%, then I can be accommodative to the guys at Wall Street. I can keep cutting rates using that as a target. Listen to this. Somebody that's mental knows somebody that's mental, him.
There's a mental health crisis around the world, Jake, that we hear people talking about. I think that one of the main reasons for that is that young people look at the fact that we are not yet solving the climate crisis.
Do you believe this idiot? He's out of control. He's out of control. Here's another good one.
The big mattress of money that's cushioning the economy into this landing here tells us that things should be okay. And
we have debt, my God, we have the biggest debt in the world. What money cushioning it? We're not cushioning anything with money. We got historic debt, and we got historic debt. Look at, as long as we continue with a guy like Obama, Biden, who keeps spending more money than the tax revenues, we're screwed. Okay? Those stocks that you see going up right now, those stocks, right? If you're already in them, stay with them. Don't just keep following the track. Keep following the track of money, the footprint of money. You're going to be just fine. Make sure you put your stops in. Take some profits. Don't get greedy, right? But these guys are crazy. It's unbelievable.
Let's talk a little bit about Ukraine and the pushback from some Americans who have said, look, we don't want to spend money there. Why does the administration think it's so important? What is the security risk that comes back to America if these funds aren't delegated?
Look, in a nutshell, if you think...
Well, in a nutshell, I'll tell you why. Because myself, and the Biden family, we make a lot of money on Ukraine. Are you nuts? So, again, remember, helicopter money. That's what everybody's living on right now. Helicopter money. Okay? And when you have helicopter money out there, this massive expansion of money, and you only can do that remember, the only way they could do that is get interest rates down to zero. And when you take all that money and you distribute it to the public through all these social programs, it turns around and bites you. And that's another reason why we got so much inflation. And they're lying to us about the inflation. Learn how to sell short. It doesn't matter.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. As the new year approaches, make a resolution to challenge yourself to become the best investor you can be. Phil Grande can take your trading to a whole new level. Innovative stock market investing tools and the experience of over 50 years combined to give you the edge in controlling your financial future. As a Phil's Gang member, you're taught the essential strategies of investing using stock charts, training videos, and seminars. It's information Wall Street doesn't want you to know. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
The holiday season is a wonderful time to be with family and friends, and a good time to learn how to improve your investing strategies in the new year. Phil Grande and philsgang.com can help. Join Phil's Gang and enjoy coffee talk as Phil goes over the markets every morning before they open. Engage in live trading classes. With the Working Investor program, you'll have access to the tools to control your financial future. Success in the new year is just a click away. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. From everyone at Phil's Gang, we wish you happiness and joy this holiday season. Join us at philsgang.com for a prosperous 2024. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Look, yes, the market's going to rally. I told you the market's going to rally. I told you we'd have one last rally before everything collapsed. Because underneath this market is quicksand. We've never built on a good base, starting with Obama. Because Obama went, instead of doing what he should have done for the country, went to productivity. He was afraid, so he didn't go to productivity. He said, if I do that, I'm going to lose my socialist base. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do helicopter money, bring interest rates down to zero, print a gobs of money, spread it out for social programs, expand the social programs, expand my Obamacare, which turned out to be a total flop, and our debt kept going up. That's how our debt keeps going up, and our deficits keep going up, because he wouldn't do what was right. Then when Biden comes into office, he did the same thing. He hated Trump so much, he destroyed the oil. Used to know, saw what happened with all that money. You know, everything got more expensive. And then he did the same thing. He was afraid to do what was right. He wanted to make sure he had his base. He had to please AOC and the Squad and Bernie Sanders, all these socialists, all these people who want to be communists. He wants to satisfy them. And how do you satisfy them? Well, you don't increase productivity. They don't like that. Productivity or expansion, they believe in taking and printing money and then spread it among the people. Give people money. We don't need productivity. They don't want to hear about return on assets. They don't want to hear about on every dollar that we borrow, we should be getting $1.25 in return. They don't want to hear that. They want to know, they judge their success on how many new social programs are there. And then our debt keeps going up. Debt keeps going up. More social programs, more social, and they pat themselves on the back. Now we're going to do the Green Act, we're going to do the Blue Act, we're going to do windmills, and we're going to do this and that. And then our debt goes up, our deficits go up, and now we're choking. Now we're choking. But the stock market goes up because the stock market's rigged to go up. It's that simple. And that's why with the stock market, if you're still working with fundamentals and you're sitting here and you're watching fundamentals and you look at the PE ratios and you're looking at margins and forget all that. All you have to do is follow the footprint of money. It's never wrong. And you can ask my members. You become a gang member, we have a chat room. Ask them if we weren't right. When I told them that from July 2022 to short the market, I said, short the market, it's going to go down. Everybody said it was going to go. I said, go down, it's going to go down. And it did. And then in October 18th, October 20th, I asked them, when nobody was buying tech stocks, when nobody was, because they were coming down. Nobody was buying bank stocks because they were coming down. Everybody was scared. And I said, get in, buy the bank stocks, buy the tech stocks. They're going to come in and cover the short position. What happened? They did that. And those stocks went up, and we got good returns on those. And it doesn't matter. We got 14, 10, 12, 2%. It doesn't matter. We followed the footprint. And in our gift shop, by the way, go and check out the Pro 2. Because that's a wonderful, wonderful piece of equipment, because technology, because it follows the money. And that helps you when you're trading. Don't you want to know if you're going to buy a stock? Is there money going in and out? So the bottom line is that our debt is so bad, our deficit is so bad, you can't bring inflation down. Why do you think the 10-year Treasury yield is still over 4%? Why do you think when we rallied from 2009 up to January 2022, the market, boom, gave it up. It comes all the way back to October 2022. I think it was about 22% drop. And then they tried to rally it again, but they couldn't do it because the yields were at 4%. So what they have to do? They had to rig it. They put a pool of money together, the Federal Reserve, and they told their 4 biggest banks, make sure you go in and only buy Microsoft and Apple. And the market rallied. And they did that because they knew that was in February. They knew they were going to have a crash of the banks in March. They knew that was going on. So they wanted to get the tech stocks up and going before that happened. So at 4%, how are you going to rally tech stocks? Nobody's going to buy it. Well, the banks did. And they pushed Microsoft and Apple up, and it brought all the other stocks with it. But you didn't know what you're doing, you got killed. Because what happened on July, from January of 2023 to July, when they had that rally, it gave it all up. That's the second time it gave it up. You see where I'm going with this? Every time we're at 4%, you can't hold the rally. The rally we're in right now, our 10-year Treasury yield is still at 4%. And as I said, when you look at what's going on, I mean, we got this terrible banking crisis. Terrible. Our jobs. Look at our jobs. Terrible jobs. All those jobs they were all low-paying jobs. Terrible low-paying jobs. Everybody's all excited. The jobs we wanted, The manufacturing jobs, we lost 15,000 of those. And we picked up all the other jobs. Healthcare, service jobs, 45,000. Healthcare, 45,000. I mean, you're looking at the stock market and you're judging the economy. No. The stock market has nothing to do with the economy. The stock market is forward-looking. It's forward-looking. But they keep rigging the market to the upside. When you keep reducing business investment and you keep replacing productivity with spending, as Obama did, and now Biden, you're screwed. Just ask yourself one thing. If things were so good, then why is it, again, I started out the show with this, why is it that we lost $151 trillion? Households lost in wealth $151 trillion, and their 401ks got slammed by $1.7 trillion. Are you kidding me? And we have no growth. We have no economic growth. This 5.2% they gave, that was fake. They came out 2 days after they gave us that fake 5.2%. Said, well, next quarter is going to be 1.1%. And then we found out how they get to 5.2%. They had the government go buy 5% worth of stuff. That's how we got there. Otherwise, we would have been like 1%. I mean, you can't have an economy that's got a $34 trillion debt and $2 trillion in deficits. And you think that's okay? The market's just going to keep going up? And forget this 60-40. Everybody with his stock bonds, 60-40. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. All you have to do, really, is just follow the footprint of money. We'll show you how to do it. I'm going to play these on the way out. This was Hunter today. Unbelievable. This guy's sick.
Let me state as clearly as I can. My father was not financially involved in my business.
Oh, no.
Not as a practicing lawyer. Not as a board member of Burisma. Not in my partnership with a Chinese private businessman. Not in my investments at home nor abroad. And certainly not as an artist. There is no evidence to support the allegations that...
I agree he's not an artist, but can you believe what he's telling everybody? Imagine how he can just sit there and lie, just like Joe Biden can sit there and lie. Listen to this.
We'll continue to supply Ukraine with critical weapons and equipment as long as we can.
Yeah, because the whole family's getting kickbacks. That's why. Are you kidding me? Here, they're giving Israel trouble, right? You got to stop the war, right? But and what gets me with the war in Ukraine, where's the Germans? Where are the Germans? Where's France? Where's Poland? They're not even involved. What the hell are we doing? We should short that war. But we know we did. We bought, what was the stock? TLT, I think, ITA. We're doing terrific with that. We bought ITA. It's a military stock. That did well. Look, join our gang. We'll show you how to follow the footprint. It doesn't matter if the market goes up or the market goes down. It doesn't. It's a smoothing mechanism. You make money both ways. And forget what they're telling you. It's simple. It's easy. Try it, please.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.